Okay, so now it's on E. Those sites are picking it up as well as People. So it's all over the internet now that Kenya has been suspended indefinitely. She has come on and she has made her statement. And all we're seeing over here is if Kenya is suspended indefinitely, then that means that RHOA is dead, right? And if it is indeed dead, this was beyond anything Kenya could have done at a salon, because a picture at a salon overrides allegations of a sexual act, right? SA act. Back during the season when Candy was being accused by Portia of planning to drug her and take advantage of her in her dungeon, production was not halted and Candy suspended as they investigated if this was happening or if it happened. We did not even know about this until the season aired. Why didn't production keep this thing a secret, what's going on right now, until the season aired? You know why? Because they want this buzz and publicity of people talking about the show until it airs. Right now, Bravo has nothing, absolutely nothing for its African American show loving crowd to watch. At one point, there was Married to Medicine and RHOP on at the same time, which I feel was not smart because it left this big gap in 2024, which in turn has caused them to do what's happening now. This is a show without a show taking place right now. Hell, we don't even have Traitors to watch right now. Us Talking is the show right now. Think about it. Are you even fazed by the fact that there's nothing coming on Sundays? This takes up every day of the week. And then the scene keeps unfolding and unfolding. And then we get another piece, and then we get another piece, and then we get another piece. You don't care that there's not a show on Sundays right now. This is the layover until takeoff. This is how they're holding us over for now. A litmus test to figure out which direction they would like to go. Seems like a probe of the public by production, if you want to call it that. A probe of the public by production, which is something that, I don't know, maybe it should happen by any industry. Have you ever been in a grocery store and they offer you samples of new products? Have you ever heard of market testing when people are paid to try and test products before they're released? With the new wave of you being able to choose what you want to watch, such as YouTube vlog channels, podcasts, Netflix, the internet in general, and streaming television shows, television shows are becoming archaic. You could stream what you want. You could watch I was watching Good Times the other week, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, Green Acres, Arnold. You could put together your lineup of what you want. You don't even need networks to create what you want to watch for the night. The whole prime time lineup is dead. You make your own prime time now. So with that going on, television shows are becoming archaic. And Bravo is windmilling for their life, honey. Bravo is windmilling for their life. They pulling out all stops, all possible stops. Hell, Bravo is showing the girls how clout chasing is to be done. And I'm not mad. Like, don't think about it. Have you ever noticed that Bravo resorts to sexualizing the cast in very jaw-dropping ways? They flexing. It's a whole flex. You got Candy's sex toy line, okay, and the After Dark talk show that existed before Kenya even came on. You know, that's what the whole controversy with Marlo came up with. How do you make your money? And she said, oh, God. That's what created an issue with Marlo and Candy back in the day. But it was sex again, sex, the Candy After Dark, the sex toy line, and then we get the first season when Nene was missing. They brought out the Candy Dungeon storyline, and then now also the season when they said that Shamia was being shared between Candy and Todd as like a sex intermediate between the two. Then remember you have it Portia and Tanya's Bolo incident, which remains an unanswered conspiracy to this day. And then you have Marlo's mystery job as a sugar baby and woman of the night for her riches. Then we have Drew Sidora and Latoya Forever making out during the South Carolina scene. Bolo in general being there. Drew Sidora dry humping Bolo while being a married woman. Portia and Latoya Forever making out during that one season. A whole bunch of sex. Then you had Kenya wanting Latoya to get in Latoya's pants. They tried to push that on us during that season as well. Why the over sexualization of these women when they should be focusing on their opulent and lavish lifestyles? This is why we love Beverly Hills and was drawn to this show in the beginning. I used to watch what the different ladies had going on in their lives and still manage. The ladies would have their businesses. They would manage their love life and children and family and make it all work as like a multi-hyphenate type of situation. And it was very inspiring. The over-sexualization, that they are momentary shockers. But from what I've seen and heard, the public hasn't been happy with it. Yeah, you get that intermediate buzz, but then the public don't stay, like it falls off. It falls off. So many folks are saying, just cancel the show, which has become a chant at this point. And it sounds like you are manifesting its cancellation right before your eyes, possibly. So I'm just wondering what they're going to watch at this point. Who knows? Bravo, they are sexualizing RHOP as well, if you notice. How did we move from Karen being with the Black Bill Gates and Ashley being married to an Australian millionaire as a sugar baby to highlighting strippers with men debating if the other one is the father of her child or not, as well as a physical fight every season, which isn't sexualization, but it's still demoralizing. A physical fight every season by either the husband, someone on the cast, and now even the friends are fighting. The friends are fighting. And then Nene mentioned cast members declassing the show. But is it them or is the show declassing the show? Is the show itself declassing the show? Because if you run a show as a cast member, the cast member doesn't control what's aired to the public. If you run the show, the cast does not control anything. They don't do the final cuts and they don't do the editing. What we receive is what the network allowed to air to us. Simon recently caused filming to end again, right? With the network no longer being able to film in his car, in addition to not being able to film in the house. I don't know why Portia is just not giving in and going back to her house. And then I thought about it. The house may be outdated at this point. Like literally, we don't know the way her mother's been keeping that house up in there. And it still wouldn't compare to what she would be able to flex on us with Simon's mansion. And then what's happening is they're begging to film in there. Well, she's begging to film in there, but Bravo's being dragged into court proceedings due to Simon being defiant. And those people aren't going to want to continue to deal with that. Portia not choosing to film in her house or car is clearly due to her ego and wanting to maintain a status. And it's TV. I mean, hey, that's opulence. Okay, opulence. I don't see them filming in outdated homes over on Beverly Hills. So it is what it is. And then don't forget, she wanted to display to the public like she hit a lick. So we stall at this point. Where is the content from Portia as well? Like, if they are headed to divorce court, what she says can be held against her, right? So mom is likely the word for her right now. So I'm wondering where the content's going to come from for Portia. This was a main character for the season who cannot talk, ride, or have a house to post up in for the show. So what is there? If they wanted to bow out for now as a show, meaning Bravo, season 16, RHOA in general, then this Kenya issue could clearly be something that's being inflated to solar system level so that they wouldn't have the public to face, while blaming it all on the villain that they've had it out for ever since she called Walter gay during her first season. Okay? Ever since Kenya called Walter gay, Andy clearly has had something against her. You could see it on his face in the reunion. That ruffled feathers behind the scenes, and she's been in redemption mode ever since. Not to mention that she is poised, educated, well-spoken, not the ratchet they want, like Sheree. No offense. Waiting on a man doing a prison bid for years. Why is that on the show? Why was Sheree on this show waiting for a man to finish out a prison sentence on a show like RHOA that's supposed to promote this multi-hyphenate type of elegant, opulent, lavish woman? Why was that? My gosh. But, Kenya's declassing the show, right? Or is the show declassing the show? Then you got multiple mugshot Marlo being on the show after slicing somebody in the face, who the lady decided to just take herself out after not being able to deal with the ridicule and public scrutiny that she would have to face with that her physical appearance looking like that. Why is that on the show with a group of women who are supposed to be multi-hyphenates with big businesses, big money, lavishness, opulence? Why is that on the show? And if she did have a past, why was it brought up and featured at any point? That should have been swept under the rug like they do on other shows. But it was highlighted here. Is Kenya declassing the show, or is the show declassing the show? You know, and let me just make sure everybody understands. I am a Marlo fan, but I had to bring up that point because we can't say that Kenya is only declassing the show when you have all these other things going on that are outside of her control as a mere cast member. Come on now. No, don't get it twisted. I love me some Marlo. You know, I'm definitely a fan, especially how she was looking in South Carolina. Yeah. But I'm making my point by stating non-biased facts right now. I'll go back to being a Marlo fan in a different video. Was Bravo looking for a sacrificial lamb? That's what I want to know. I'm interested in seeing how it comes out, how it continues to unfold, and what the end point is going to be. And, you know, I kind of thank Bravo for one hell of a show in the meantime, because this is our show for right now. And you ain't paying a thing except your internet bill. While the other shows are filming, it's nothing on right now. So this is your show, people. Enjoy. Okay? And then one thing before I go, good God Almighty. Did y'all see the picture that has caused all of this controversy? It's online. Child, please. It's not even an actual act. For those who added Laurie's seasoning on this situation, the slap your mama, the Tony's Creole season, man, shame on you all. Because if you all gonna look at that picture, it's a picture of Brittany And then you have the sausage next to her. You have content creators that was on this Mama Jamma saying that she was eating. She was eating a D. Ain't no eating a D going on. Her mouth ain't on anything. The thing is next to her mouth, which is really more comical than anything. It's almost like a joke. It's weird how we got here from that freaking picture. It's online. Oh, go to Color Me Pink's channel. Color Me Pink showed it at the end of her video. And when you see it, my gosh, we're going to talk to you next time.